The livest one, like a Rebecca Stuyvesant, the realest, straight from Phillips Avenue. Today is a Monday. That is correct. We'd like to welcome everybody that joins the feed live. If you don't and you're just listening and tuning in just to catch up, welcome. The livest one, like for Stuyvesant, the realest. That's right. Straight from Phillips, straight from the Avenue. I greatly appreciate all the support. Monday is a very important day for any entrepreneur. That's right. It's very important for your business to be open. That's right. On Monday. That's right. Monday is a very important day for all entrepreneurs. If your business is ready and open on Monday, you're still in business. That is a very important faction. So welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate the forum. We just reached 120,000 subscribers. Goal for the near future is 200,000 subscribers. We're talking a practitioner. That is true. That practitioner by the name of Sean Puffy Combs. His practices are all over the internet and all over the world. Many people are saying that even some of the people in the higher echelons are involved. Yes, that is true that some people are saying that some people that are in the higher rankings of financial status and celebrity status, actually, they are the ones that actually could be indicted alongside one of the bigger producers that produced one of the more affluential artists, which is Notorious B.I.G. I think without P. Diddy, you couldn't even imagine a G unit. Yes, that is correct. Without Sean Puffy Combs, New York's music would be considered much less of a stock. You're tuning in to Photography Plug. We have pride to say that we're New York's favorite channel. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We are talking. That's right. P. Diddy being incarcerated for close to a week now. That's right. We haven't heard a peep about his conditions. And who's actually guarding him? Just imagine if you were a correction officer and you went home and you told your family that you are guarding P. Diddy. I mean, how much? I'm sure the correction officers are being searched very frequently. And I can see the comments are probably starting to come in already. If you're just tuning in, what shook the world is the subject that we're talking about. And more importantly, this is a forum where your voice counts. And when we started this forum, it was a protest of Sign Your Mask. We said many things, and keep in mind this is a live feed, that anything can happen. This computer system is supposed to be a system that lasts longer than our lives. So let's be vigilant on how we treat each other, because that is how we treat ourselves. Welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking P. Diddy. I'll be reading some of these comments. P. Diddy incarcerated in that New York jail. That's right. It was a notion that in one period of time, if you went to jail, that it was a terrible disdain on your name. Our former president of the United States of America is wearing 34 felonies that he seemed to have a very hard time shaking. In other words, they're not expunged. They're right there, and you can Google them. And we'd like to shout out Google in Silicon Valley, that Elon Musk. And of course, my very own beautiful mother. I can remember going to school as a kid. I couldn't be honest and tell people what my mother did for a living because the teachers didn't believe us. They didn't believe that my mother was a computer programmer. And now that sounds very simple, but then it was a very complex job. And my beautiful mother was there, one of the first people that ever sent a text message over to Chicago. And she told me right there at that very important North Carolina A&T is our home, my brother and sister, and also all my siblings and my beautiful family. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking P. Diddy being incarcerated in that Manhattan jail. Just imagine the conditions. Could you survive that? And it seems like Big is actually holding up very well. My friends, P. Diddy seems to be holding up in a way that is record breaking. I haven't. You think about these people like Suge Knight and Puff Daddy. Well, let's remember when Tupac Shakur was alive. Yes, when Tupac Shakur was alive, the majority of even black people didn't like Tupac Shakur. Wu-Tang went on publicly and said in one of their albums, they didn't want to see Tupac. So if Wu-Tang Clan, one of the more rugged groups from the 90s, didn't want to see Tupac Shakur, just imagine white America dealing with Tupac Shakur. So this whole saga is just beginning. The rumors of one of the more influential artists in world history, obviously, is that Jay-Z. They're saying Jay-Z is involved, and this is it is speculation. This is speculation, but this is actually true. I mean, it's speculation, but the rumors don't stop. So anytime somebody has a rumor about an individual or media companies keep saying there is a possibility that some of the biggest people, even Oprah Winfrey's name came up in the possible indictment, not in the actual 14-page document that is available on your local Google or your computer. That document that shows the indictment of Sean P. Diddy Combs. So welcome. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to the Photography Plug. We have a goal in mind. And that goal on this page is for you as an entrepreneur, for your business to be heard. That's right. For us to reach out to Elon Musk in Silicon Valley. And for us to become the number one media company for the biggest city in the world. That's right. Most of our viewers do come from New York City, and we greatly appreciate you guys supporting us. So we're talking P. Diddy being indicted less than a week ago, almost a week ago already arrested. And those videos actually came out of P. Diddy at Central Park. Now just imagine if you are in New York City. You might find yourself in Central Park and not even know it. So if you're a sex offender and you can't go to a park or a school, where can you go? So many people online are saying that Diddy's life is in danger. That's right. A lot of people online is saying Diddy's life in danger. And today is a Monday. That's right. That Monday that represents entrepreneurship. Now, if you're in business on Monday, or you're working on your business on Monday, or you're working on an idea on Monday, if you're off work on Monday, you should be working on your business. As an entrepreneur, next Monday, we plan Photography Plug to still be in business. So welcome everybody to the forum, to Photography Plug. We greatly appreciate all of the comments. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody just commented, he's on suicide watch. That is an individual by the name of Scott. We'd like to welcome you, Scott, to the forum, and we greatly appreciate your comment. Yes, P. Diddy is on that routine suicide watch. Now, remember, if you're ever incarcerated in the next 5 years, you may find yourself in Columbia or Fordham. That's right, Fordham, New York City, where Donald Trump went to school at. Or you might find yourself in a local jail or prison. Now, if you do, your life is not over. And if you ever have that money to have an advisor, yes, I will advise you to toughen up and don't depend on all your bodyguards. Because if you pay your bodyguards, they are the ones that are more than likely, probably trying to be the ones that are bullying you. So if you're paying your bodyguards, the bodyguards in jail, but we do have to consider this is not a normal case. This is not a normal person with a few $1,000,000. I mean, P. Diddy has more than possible 500 million. Somebody said he was very close to $1 billion. So it's just a reality that if you have somebody that's making $50,000 or 10,000, or maybe you just booked in the local drunk. Now, if you booked in your local drunk, then that just means that this individual probably hasn't had a shower in a while. You put him in a tank, he sobers up. He might have some family members he can call. He might not. But when you are in, and they talked about in the exact jail P. Diddy is in today, that it was 4 MS-13 members that attacked a man and stabbed him over 41 different times. So if you're classified and your classification is that of a offender, and we have to bring up that S word, yes, that's sex offender, you are basically considered by the highest inmate in that jail. So this is the photography plug. We don't just talk about the warden or the how the prison. We are actually talking about how it works when you're incarcerated on that intake. What type of guards you're going to see, what type of strip search, what type of garments does P. Diddy have on today. And I think that we will see that P. Diddy, if you're on suicide watch, you're not able to have any clothing at all. You're not going to be able to have your shoestrings. If you ever find yourself in Rikers Island, my friends, you have made it. If you're tuning in, you just tuning in to the photography plug. And a lot of people probably wonder why would I say, well, if you just made it to Rikers Island, you made it. If you made it to Rikers Island, my friend, you're in New York City. So if you're in New York City, out of every 1 in 20 people that are in New York City, incarcerated or out, are millionaires. So if you live in Durham, North Carolina your entire life, you would never be incarcerated in Rikers Island. Now, nobody wants to be incarcerated in these big, huge jails. But let's say, for instance, you were incarcerated with some of the most influential people that people might not know. That learning starts and begins, that college degree of a convict. And that's why they call it a convict in the Department of Corrections. Somebody just commented they have lived here their entire life. I think they're referring to New York City. Shouts out to you. I think New York City, that very rugged. We talked about all of that rat infestation in New York that is out of control, and residents are pleading for the government to do something, the public, anybody to come freely to New York City to handle their pest control. That's right. New York City is infested with rats. So imagine the feces and the things that I was talking to a gentleman that I happened to be working with. And he said, yes, I've been to prison before. And this gentleman said, well, when you leave jail, you want to go to prison. And so people were so excited to go to prison. And when they got there, because you have more leisure, you have more space, and you can just do your sentence a little bit better. So when he got there, people were rushing to get those grits and those butters. But he reminded the gentleman, he said, not every day those inmates want to cook all those grits. So if you see a big loogie, you see a Hershey bar in your grits and it's floating, and you're like, that's scrumptious. That is not a Hershey bar, my friends. That is a loogie, and that is feces in the grits. So you can imagine being poisoned in jail or in prison using the water that's not filtration. If you come from a multi-million-dollar mansion and now you are in the penitentiary, you will have that lifestyle that is unbelievably disgusting and something that you wouldn't be possibly used to. So if you're just tuning into the photography plug, I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Donate, donate, donate. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We're trying to catch up to some of the bigger and more influential companies. They are out there. We know that there's so many big, huge companies that are not considered that, but they are allocated with the funding. So donate, donate, donate. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Somebody said vote for Pedro. So if you're in the country, he's talking about Pedro. A gentleman said vote for Pedro. Somebody just commented, look at the great mayor of New York City. Yes, that great mayor of New York City does pride himself on crime. Yes, he did give the key to the city to P. Diddy not less than a year ago. I think everybody saw through that what P. Diddy was trying to do when he got the key to the city. He was trying to legitimize his business. And every company, I think when Biggie Smalls said, Biggie Smalls, the mansion and the yacht, we didn't think Biggie Smalls' mansion and yacht came from 100% legitimacy. We wouldn't have bought Frank White's album if we thought he was a stand-up citizen. I mean, on Notorious B.I.G., we heard P. Diddy and B.I.G. Saying that they were in a hotel room shooting out with dreadrons. And not only that, Notorious B.I.G. went on as a storyteller saying those lyrics, the dread kid ejected in seconds, and here comes two opposite sexes, one black, one Malaysian. As soon as they hit the door, we started blasting. I seen her brains hit the floor. Ron laughing, I swear to God. These are lyrics from Notorious B.I.G. As soon as she hit the door, I started blasting. I seen her brains hit the floor. Ron laughing, I swear to God. So we didn't buy into these hip hop artists because we thought they were capping. No, my friends. We thought Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, Puff Daddy, Tupac Shakur, Suge Knight are the real deal. Somebody commented and made a very good comment. Why are people crying over gangsters? My friends, why would you cry over a gangster? You know, why in the world would anybody in the world be crying over gangsters? They were even implicating Nipsey Hussle. Now, if you expect somebody to be a gangster, I don't think it should be that much empathy or sympathy in their own right, meaning by their own ability, by saying that if you're a gangster, didn't you sign up to be a tough guy? Guys, we're not the authorities and we can't tell people what to do. We're not going to tell you to go and rob your local bank to support your entrepreneurship, but we're not going to say you can't do that. Guys, if everybody stopped robbing neighborhoods and stores and no cars ever got broken into and no banks ever got robbed, the economy will fall. That is true. Read your statistics. If crimes were not committed in America, we all would go poor. So is Diddy just in a system that's so systemically systematic that puts us all in a bind and embarrassing to America, and the difference between the discrimination and the diversity in brown and black neighborhoods. A person that was known to elevate the black and brown community are $500 million enough for bond on a simple battery case? Guys, I can't tell you that this is justice. I cannot remember the last time that America fulfilled its promise. That deeply inside, we can reach each other and we could talk about our businesses. Yes, we could be positive and say, well, Mondays are for entrepreneurs, and we support Fannie Mae or all of these other companies. But when you talk about supporting a company like Bad Boy with one of the best artists in the world, the lyrics actually shaped the world. Notorious B.I.G. was known to be one of the biggest artists in the 90s and early 2000s. And not only that, he was there with Tupac Shakur, the biggest artist in world history. There with Elvis Presley, possible Kevin Gates. Guys, I don't know how to explain to you more or less that Diddy's in a situation that he just might not get out of. That yes, his son lived a very luxury life, but really have to get out here and hustle and bustle and ever work a job in his life? Probably not. See, once you reach stardom in the Met Gala, the next graduation point is that Rikers Island, is that jailhouse, is that prison. How many people influence the world from Rikers, and how many people influence the world from Harvard? Guys, it seems less and less Harvard grads influencing the world. Donald Trump went to Fordham in New York City, that dark, small college in the middle of a dungeon. That is a private school, and Fordham is supposed to be one of the more affluential schools in the world. But Donald Trump proved his gangsterism by having those 34 felonies. And when Notorious B.I.G. said, as soon as they hit the door, we start blasting. I seen her brains hit the floor. Ron laughing, I swear to God. We bought into that brand. We didn't say, P. Diddy, we want to buy into you because you're a positive individual. We might have thought you was buying 1,000 rounds of ammunition, but we didn't think you were buying 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And wouldn't that be very easy for a defense attorney to tell any individual seriously that the purchase, that when they ordered the baby oil, that it was just a typo, that it was a mistake? Or does the prosecutors have all of that baby oil lined up? And if one bottle of baby oil is legal, is 100,000 bottles of baby oil legal? Guys, I gotta agree that yes, baby oil is probably legal. So I'll be reading these comments right now. Somebody just commented, nobody cares about Diddy. I think people are in a fantasy world, right? And it's a real world, and it's a social media world. Now, maybe every day you go outside and people are not talking about it. But it's this thing called social media where people care about the trending topics. That's right. So if you have an advice, you say, what do people care about today? And you tag that title and you say, well, they really care about tires being changed. Maybe it's successful, maybe it's not. But more than less, we've realized in the studies that we've done that, yes, it's a trending topic. So welcome to the photography plug. Yes, it's not illegal to buy in bulk. That comment was from Miss Joe Only one. So shouts out to you. But if you're just tuning in, you're tuning into the Photography Plug, we will keep forward and we will go forward so we can see a little bit more than just that one building. I would like to shout out all of the people that support the page, even the negative comments. We need those. And like Cat Williams said, if you're a hater, hate on me. So welcome to the Photography Plug. This is, we're talking P. Diddy's fourth night being incarcerated. And you'll be listening to my voice for a few hours. So I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. But let us know what you think about the situation and who do you think will be implicated and what country you are in at this point. Let us know what city you are viewing this video from and where are you viewing it. Are you looking at this video on the rail or are you looking at it live? I'm not sure. So I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. We did talk about a grand theft possible future experiment. We're on the internet. We know we're very clever and catchy. And we'd like to shout out North Carolina A&T. That's right. Engineering department, football team, and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill being arrested and brutalized by the police. It spells a big lawsuit for Tyreek Hill. But back to the subject at hand. We're talking P. Diddy. And I think what I would do is more than less head towards the Dodge dealership where my car sits and lies waiting for me to figure out a way to get it out. So donate, donate, donate. I think all men, this is a gentleman's platform that will welcome any beautiful women. If you see any beautiful women in there, comment, please try to contact individuals. And don't sit there with your hands and your thumbs. Don't let an individual told me in LA. He said, don't let it pass you by. So welcome to the Photography Plug. And Oli said, thank you, thank you. Very beautiful personality. We can see through what you say. And remember, be nice. Not for others' sake, but be nice for your own sake. Welcome to the Photography Plug, where Monday, that's right, Monday is the very most important day for any entrepreneur. Monday is that very important day for any entrepreneur. That means that next Monday, if your business is not open, you failed. But if it is, and you can profit $5, my friends, you're still in business. They say most businesses go out of business, but remember, most of these huge businesses don't make a profit in the first 10 years. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We are talking P. Diddy being incarcerated in that New York City. That's right, we like to be New York City's favorite channel. That's right, we're trying to make our way back. Somebody yesterday thought we were in Newark. I don't know, my friends, but shouts out to Newark. And shouts out to New York and Manhattan. That's right. You're tuning into the Photography Plug. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. His docs is Jonathan Slaughter in Greensboro. Google him and see his mugshot. And they keep saying that. I did Google this individual, and I don't know who that individual is, but we'll Google him and see who Jonathan Slaughter is. I have no idea who that individual is. We'd like to shout out Wingstop. That's right, Wingstop. Rick Ross, Wingstop. We're going to do Rails episodes. What we're going to do is go out here late night while people are intoxicated. And we have some episodes coming out. It's going to be Wingstop on the rails. They're going to be really funny. And they're all real. No actors. Everything on the Photography Plug may or may not be real. This is an entertainment company. But obviously we're live, and everything you're seeing is not AI. So welcome. So yes, while we're passing the Wingstop, and I can dare not eat none, I am full. But while we're passing by the Wingstop, I'd like to just shout out Rick Ross. Shout out to Rick Ross. in that wing stop, and looks like a brand new barber shop is open up here. So if you're near the wing stop up here, it looks like they remodeled in the barber shop. So that is a small business. We want to promote small businesses. FedEx, huge business, huge business. FedEx even has their own planes for a very long time. FedEx is huge business. So yes, welcome to the photography plug. Now our number one, that's right, our number one viewed is New York City. I have a lot of people saying Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm not going to tell you my location. If you know my location, please support. But it just seems like the energy in the borough is what they call it. Some call it Little New York, whatever you want to call it. For many years, they called it many different names. I would like to rename it Photography Plug because, yes, it would be interesting to try to rename a city after a company. So I am in the process of probably more than starting a promotion. It'd be a lot of fun to rename a city after an entrepreneur. So if you see your city name changed to the Photography Plug, it's a reason. But I can see the energy of the people from Greensboro when they comment, like they say, "It's Greensboro." Like it's no energy there. So, we try to keep the energy up because people are attracted to your energy. If you have a low frequency, nobody's gonna view anything. But if you are from Greensboro, then donate. But obviously, we're not going to push anything on anybody. Just know the black men in America are some of the most intelligent, smart individuals in world history. You won't hear that anywhere else. Welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody commented, Google him, like they're Googling me. No, this is not Jonathan Slaughter. My actual name actually comes from slavery. So my last name is of French, and my first name is of Muslim. So it's very easy to find out who is behind. If you cannot find out who the Photography Plug is, you are not computer savvy in no type of sense whatsoever. I apologize. It's very easy. I did a photo shoot with an individual that lied about who they were, and the next morning they tagged my real name. I didn't worry about it. I said, thank you very much. See, the fear of letting people know who you are. If you have nothing to hide, my friends, then you'll probably be live. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking about P. Diddy being incarcerated. We'd like to shout out some of these companies that are out here. This is an intelligent forum that we don't talk about any profanity at all. Now, we know we offend people because brown and black people in this country are systemically racist, are out there. And our very own government, and I do mean our government, think about a company, even Auto Bell or the fire department, or all of these white-owned companies is ran by more than white people. And it's the only way we talk tough subjects. And this is a Monday cloudy. And one of my coworkers once told me, they said, yes, one of my coworkers told me he loves a cloudy day. So it is cloudy out here, and it feels so good. So I hope you've been intelligent and physically fit. This is what this forum is about. And we greatly take our pride into saying health is wealth. And use those opportunities. to be successful. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to the Photography Club. Be reading some of these comments now. Somebody just commented, black people built T-shirts and not houses. It was a statistic that came out. A lot of people like to say Mexicans are doing so well in this country. That statistic did come out. The Mexicans in this country own about 0% wealth, right? So they saying African Americans about 0.1, not even a 1%, but 0.1%. So some of these statistics can be swayed, but with that type of statistics, we have a lot of room for improvement. So welcome to the Photography Plug. This is about your business, your brand, and your voice. It's not title. So let us know. Let us know what you think about the case in New York City. Now, New York is our number one. That's right. New York and our algorithm, more people in New York watch our page than anybody else. So welcome. Somebody just commented, the Mexicans let them be. Yes, we're letting them be by being illegal in this country. They spend about $1 trillion. Now, this is not about sugarcoating or hopeful thinking. This is about a reality of making a change. That's right, a reality of making that very change that can change the world. Yes, a reality that can change the world. So welcome. Yes, again, another Greensboro, North Carolina insult. This is a very important city. And just because you're in Greensboro doesn't mean you can't make anything out of yourself. So it doesn't, somebody told me, actually my own father told me, he said, it doesn't matter where you at. If you are good, you're going to make it. So we've been to New York. Obviously, all of our reels and all of our content are 100% authentic. Young Thug, we own. Little Baby, we own. Ariana Grande, yes, she's white, and we own her. Kim Kardashian, we was in New York. Kourtney Kardashian, a few days ago, we bought you Big Boogie, Moneybagg Yo, and Kodak Black. Then we turned around and got you the Vice President of the United States of America. So most of those artists were here. And like I said, we traveled from New York to Atlanta to LA and all over the country. But right now, we're not there. But we still have to move forward. So sometimes you have to work with what you have to work with. And no matter where you're at, you can be successful. All these cities are very important. And this is a metropolis for trafficking drugs. So welcome to Photography Plug. If you're out there and you're trafficking your drugs, we're not the authorities. We're not going to tell you not to do it. We're not CNN. If the country stopped selling dope, if the drugs right there, Wells Fargo, drug money came out of Wells Fargo would go broke. If the drug money came out of T-Mobile, the drug money. So we're talking reality. We need good drug dealers. Welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody comment, works at Publix there. Let me tell you, my friends, my job is not Publix, but if it was, that's a very good job. And if you have shame on working at Publix, my friends, you have a long way to go in entrepreneurship. Learn from these bigger businesses. No matter what, if you work at McDonald's in New York City, my friends, you're going to be more advanced if you're working that cash register. So it's not the day and time where you shame jobs. I remember cars were terrible. If you bought a Kia, it was awful. Go to the Kia lot right now today, and every single Kia model is wonderful. Every car is absolutely wonderful in 2000, close to 25. So it's not the time where it used to be McDonald's was a terrible job. No, if you're in New York City and you're working at McDonald's, you're probably making $25 an hour. So no, those days are over. If you're a hustler, you're a hustler. Well, the artist Gorilla used to work at the drive-through. So people in certain cities have this arrogance, and in America, that if you walk, you're disdained. See how the rich work. They're not at Chanel. They're owning Chanel. They're owning Gucci, but they're not dressing to impress. I seen a black guy downtown, and he was dressed to impress. I mean, fresh, and he looked amazing. But if you really looked at it, he looked poor. Even in that Maybach and that silky shirt, what's your net worth? I mean, you're doing good, but you don't really look successful to me. So success is in the mind. It's not necessarily a thing or object. It is in that health. You woke up today. You can see. You can breathe. You can exercise. You can do so many things to save his life. But we're going to get back to the subject. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. I thank you for your comment, but no, sir, that is not me. I don't know that person. So I thank you for your comment. Every comment does count. That Jonathan Slaughter, I have no idea. I probably will Google it to see who this person is. But they do have a mugshot of me, a very good mugshot. The police did arrest me one night, had no charges. Obviously, I'm a free man. Haven't been on probation or parole ever in my life. So I apologize if that hurts some people. You know, so many people want to see brown and black people in a situation where they haven't been successful. I had a very successful career. That's why you listen to my voice. But we're going to talk about the issue at hand, and that is P. Diddy being incarcerated in New York City. That is Manhattan. Just imagine if you were incarcerated with a Rikers Island. Just imagine if your girlfriend said she just met a guy that just got out of Rikers. My friends, you will be a little intimidated. Would Diddy become that true gangster like a Suge Knight or John Gotti to capture the world? I mean, he was implicated in the murder of Tupac Shakur. We just had a comment, very interesting comment, and it was the Federal Bureau of Investigations picked him up having a gun at a black rally. You see that implication that if you do have a gun and you're a black man and you have a camera, that you don't need that gun if you just have that camera. You don't need a gun if you just have that camera. In other words, saying that they will say that because you're a black man in America, that your camera, in other words, if I was a white cameraman, it would be so many people happy to say, man, he's got 60 some odd million views. Maybe he can put my face on the front of a magazine or rail so I can get my business out there. But it works in a different way. That if a black man is powerful and intelligent and says that I'm not the law, so I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that we need all the people to work together. In other words, we need everybody. Everybody counts. Even people that's in jail, they count. For the economy, if you look on the stock market, my friends, prisoners are a stock. If we don't have prisoners, we all go out of business. So welcome to the Photography Plug. This is a reality channel that I know it disturbs some lighter, whiter people because it's, I think somebody last night said call 911. Call 911, we will get those cops right back on their way right after I have a great conversation with them. This is a Photography Plug. This is not the authorities. We believe in the whole economy. We believe that the prison system helps this economy, that we need prisoners, obviously. I'm not going to say we need more prisoners, but we need prisons. We need people to be breaking into cars, obviously, because that is an insurance policy on the country. Pull up Google and see how much insurance policies pay out for break-ins every single year in your car or your home. So it's $50 million, $50 million. And the funny thing about this comment just keeps coming up. You can go right there to the profile page, right there, look at my picture in front of that camera, that Nikon. The Nikon camera cost about $2,500. That other camera that I use, the Sony, to get a professional look, you're gonna have to spend about $3,500. Obviously, when you get so good, you can just start using your cell phone. But this is a legitimate business, and your suspicion helps my company. So I don't want you to think I'm 100% safe. So if you feel like I'm not, call the authorities. We'll send them on their way very quickly. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to the Photography Plug. We have been live over 20 times more than likely. Oh, there they are right there. We can wave at them. There they are. There's the police. We'll wave them down. There they are. Hey, buddy. See, you're wasting your time. Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a gentleman's club and Photography Plug. We more have males. We invite all beautiful women inside and out. Now, we are talking P. Diddy and that incarceration of that individual. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Mondays are very important for entrepreneurs. Anytime we see the police, we'll wave them down ourselves because you think we're out here breaking the law because we're black. But that's not the case. We would like to take this forum to say we are asking at Photography Plug at the expiration of a possible my lifetime that we're asking 1 million armed black men from that one man with a gun to our great American White House, and I do mean our White House. And I would like to say, nobody's more powerful than that black American citizen. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said that's I seen him. We must have a boatload of rats this morning. They said, yes, we're reporting. we're trying our best. We're hating so bad. Listen, this is a company that started some odd years ago. You've seen us take photos of Kim Kardashian. That's right. You've seen us in New York City. You can go right there to the videos. It's all documented very well. Of Courtney. You've seen Carucci. You've seen Little Baby, Kodak Black, Ariana Grande, Kobe Bryant. So somebody called me one day and they said, I seen that video that you did about a particular thing. I said, well, what video? We have about 5,000 videos online and close to 3,000 on YouTube alone. So don't judge us by one event. And that's not gonna, trust me, it's very hard to prosecute somebody if you don't have a crime. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I'm gonna head to Dodge and I'll check out my car. I'll let you guys take a look at my car and maybe you'll donate. Help me get out the shop. This is not a forum by saying that we're P. Diddy. No, I own my own apartment and I own my own car, but I'm not rich. Obviously, this is a forum where we reach over 120,000 subscribers. We are trying to be the biggest forum. You've never seen this before. It might scare people. See a black man able to, healthy, intelligent, strong, and refuse to waver. As Americans, we should all refuse to waver to any unsuccessful ideals. So all of our ideals should be in a successful ideal. Obviously, to run a company like this, it took a lot of money. I know it doesn't seem like it, but when you go to New York City and I have videos of Puff Daddy, you can see him on the rails. I have videos of 200 some odd celebrities. That takes money. So this company did take money. It's not just a guy that just picked up the cell phone and running down the street and throwing rocks. No, there's an individual that has been lucky to have been traveled around the world, and we'll go again. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking about P. Diddy being arrested in New York City. I feel like we're having a very, very good forum tonight, today, on this cloudy day. One of my coworkers told me, he said, I love a cloudy day. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody just commented, my company is just homeless walking. Okay, you can go right there, click on to the rails and see all of the different videos and all of the different places. But it does take to be a street photographer. It is rugged. My mentor was Bill Cunningham, and he passed away at the age of 85. Now, he recorded generations, but he rode a bicycle in New York City. Bill Cunningham, great American citizen. It's not a profession for everybody, that's for sure. And every photographer is different. So whatever you think of us, I greatly appreciate that you think anything, because so many people that don't have a platform for any attention. So welcome. That is incorrect again, Jonathan Slaughter. That is so incorrect and silly. That is the most preposterous thing that I ever heard. No, I am not Jonathan Slaughter. This is the world renowned. You can Google my name. If you Google my name, you will see it will say black journalist. There are two of me. In other words, it's another, my first and last name, in San Francisco. Now, he's a black journalist that did his own Wikipedia and seems to be a very successful person. But that person that wears my exact name is in San Francisco, but he's not at these events. So I think he works for these companies, but he's lying about his Wikipedia because he's not at these events. We go to these events. I think we've done over 45, 50 different events. And we specialize in bar and lounges too. Smaller artists. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I greatly appreciate everybody. Now, this is not a forum where we pretend like capitalism is not important. It is a petty situation when you have to, but I probably wouldn't even show you, because why would I show you and then somebody could come and damage it? So sometimes when you're trying to prove a point on social media, just don't prove it. We're going to go back to the subject at hand, and it's not about me. This is not Brick Baby. And I know sometimes we feel like we can jump out there with the young aces and we can do everything that they do, but this is a person that's talking about the importance of the brown and black community, all communities in this country, and the possibility of Harris being the president of the United States of America. Now, you can't miss a voice that you don't ever hear. You can't unsee something. At this point, you can never, ever forget you've tuned into the Photography Plug. This is brand new content. Now, as you see, that sheriff has that Mustang, and he is probably in there. It's all blacked out and tinted out. When I did go to Charlotte, and matter of fact, if you want to see my vehicle, you can just go to that live, hit that Charlotte live, and you will see that beautiful vehicle of mine. But welcome to the Photography Plug. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm not saying I have anything. I'm just saying we are talking P. Diddy being incarcerated in Manhattan. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody said I'm not from Charlotte. No, I'm not from Charlotte, but I used to live on South Charlotte. That's right, South Charlotte, South Tryon Street, way out South Tryon Street. And that's exactly where I'm trying to get back to, my beautiful home out in South Tryon Street. No, I'm not in that relationship anymore. I'm happy to be pursuing my entrepreneurship. And any beautiful women that want to hit me on IG, that is fine, but I am a professional. And I am an entrepreneur that's about business. I wouldn't be on live right now if I wasn't had a goal in mind. And we hit a goal last night of 255,000 people live. Now, it's some people that's so much bigger. I seen an individual with way less subscribers, and he had 6,000 people live. But the way he was doing it, he was describing it, talking about Harris. But we are talking about P. Diddy being arrested in Manhattan, New York City, our number one city that views us as New York City. Now, we have a rail with about 500,000. Now, all of those videos are clear for a reason. We took all of those videos ourselves. So that Jonathan Slaughter that you said, he probably doesn't own a camera. That's right. He probably hasn't been to all these cities. And he probably is not the photography plug, because he's not. But I greatly appreciate you keep commenting that, because it's just helping us gain more views. Welcome to the photography plug. Somebody just commented, and that is EPAOBLWIH. Photography plug. The rain was insane last night. Almost made me act up. Somebody talked about the rain and the weather last night. I think after we went live, like I said, I don't know if it's going to rain today, but I'm trying to head not too far from here, which is the car lot. But, you have to be very careful online, because people start seeing where your stuff is at, and then they will. Somebody already broke into my car, just a teenager. He didn't mean any harm. And when we were teenagers, we did things like that. So sometimes if somebody makes a mistake, understand it's a mistake, and we've made way worse. But back to the subject at hand, we are talking P. Diddy. P. Diddy being incarcerated in New York City on suicide watch. And the industry is still talking about this. This is Monday, and people are still discussing this issue. Somebody just commented, Christ is coming. So it is Monday. Yes, Christ is coming, but you're going to die first. You're going to die first. So when people talk that they can think on God level, they're trying to control you. Now, we talk Silicon Valley, but the number one and number two is sold by religion. In other words, if you own a church, you don't pay any taxes. That's right. And Silicon Valley is number two behind religion. Somebody commented, they said their church gives you Christ faster. So welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, but I think that is a selfish comment, that's saying that Jesus is going to come back in your time. This world has existed millions of years before Jesus ever existed. So I think that's a control thing. If somebody came to me and said, well, give up social media to be blessed by Jesus. What Jesus? Your white Jesus? Your Jesus? That does hurt people's feelings. And if you think there's an individual that's more prolific than me, that's just coming out of the county jail, my friends, you're out of your lunatic mind. But that is the point, that the county jail and every single city runs the world. If those gangsters didn't commit crimes, then America's stock market would go under. That is a true fact. If people didn't break the law, my friends, insurance companies would go out of business. So it's very important to recognize everybody who contributed to America's capitalistic society. So welcome to the photography plug. We have a comment by Ashley. The county jail is runs the world. My friend, I have to agree with you on that. We talked about this yesterday. With we talk about Getty Images. And I'll make this very quick and very short. We started trying to replicate Getty Images, just like Wells Fargo. Now, many people say, well, you're black. You can't do any of that. And we did a lot of that stuff that Getty was doing, and we still do it. And my point of the matter is exactly what you said, but bigger than Getty Images, and Getty is worth about $4.8 billion. Bigger than Getty Images, my friends, is the jails. Exactly what you said is the jails. So, yes, I agree with you 100% on that. Who owns Michael Jackson's? Who owns Little Durk? Who owns all these artists? Kanye West, if he has a mugshot. You're not a groundbreaking artist if you don't have a mugshot. Not Takashi, XXX, Takashion, 6ix9ine, Takashi. So these artists are Tupac Shakur, a Suge Knight. So it's not, you tell your kid, you say, well, kid, I want you to go to school. I want you to do all these things. He go to school. He meets this woman. You tell your kid, you say, well, kid, I want you to go to school. He meets this woman, and he does all of these things. And I'm probably not going to check on my car today because I want to use it for tomorrow. I don't want that stress on my hands. But you tell your kid, you say, well, yeah, you tell your kid, you say, well, go to school and become a productive citizen. And he does that. And your kid goes to Columbia, Harvard, and they, Columbia or Harvard or whatever school you'll go to. And I would like to shout out my own very son, valedictorian. Amazing person. I won't mention his name because I know people will Google that, but I will in future. I will have him as a host. So welcome to the photography plug. But you tell your kid to go to school and he meets a woman. And they're both corporate and they go corporation. And after a while, it gets boring. That's right, my friends. It just gets boring. And she meets a guy. They just got out of jail, Rikers Island. He hasn't been with a woman in 2 or 3 years. And you find your wife at some park. That's right. You find your wife at some park, but not at a park that you notice her ever going to. And her car is parked, and all of a sudden you see another man pull up. He has tattoos on his neck. And you find out that man didn't go to Fordham or Harvard or Columbia or MIT, that individual actually just got out of Rikers Island. I think it weighs more than we think it does. That's right. It weighs more than we think it does. So I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to the Photography Plug. We're talking P. Diddy being incarcerated and in that New York jail. So I'll be reading some of these comments. Somebody said it's Jonathan Slaughter on the blue. Whoever Jonathan Slaughter is, shouts out to you, because they must think that you are a heck of a person, because I think every individual person should be thinking that they are a heck of a person. So if you're here, you're an entrepreneur, don't get down on yourselves. I mean, I know there's some people that are directly reporting everything. So for instance, it's a slow down sign here. So if I take this slow down sign, and I just say, well, I just throw it on the ground and put it down. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Just if I just said, well, and then a reporter, put a slow down sign. Listen, you need a prosecutable case. Me knocking down that slow down sign is not prosecutable. So, you know, petty crimes in this country only, if you're calm about it, you can get the medication you want, you can get the dental work you want, you can get any type of, if you need a medical attention, it's insurance, you can write a grievance every day. So it's things. Don't necessarily think that just because that individual is sleeping with your wife and he's at Rikers Island, my friends, that he's inferior. Those people in the jailhouses, women are trying to get jobs in prisons all over the world to meet their new husband. So welcome to the Photography Plug. This is a forum that you're going to hear some things that might disturb you. And if you feel like you have to contact the local authorities, do so. And we'll have them on their way in a few minutes. Welcome. Somebody said narcissists would never kill themselves. So this individual, it disappeared. So they had a very good point by saying narcissists would never kill themselves because it's all about themselves. That narcissistic way, a narcissist. What does that word derive from? Narcissist was an individual person. Yes, that. Yes, narcissist was an actual person, and that's what that word derives from. And he always looked in the mirror and thought of himself as, and that's what that word derived from, narcissist. You can Google it right now. It's a very interesting story about narcissist, which was an individual person, not just a phrase. So yes, narcissistic and a narcissistic person and a narcissistic society and a narcissistic Kim Kardashian and a narcissistic America and a narcissistic Donald Trump and a narcissistic Kanye West and a narcissistic Barack Obama and a narcissistic Harris and a narcissistic New York and a narcissistic Atlanta and a narcissistic IG model and a narcissistic TikToker and a narcissistic Mark Zuckerberg. So all these people are narcissistics. And narcissists are a huge part of why Kim Kardashian is the number one product seller by individual woman in the world, why she's worth $1 billion. That narcissist. So when we talk narcissists, let's don't say, well, the narcissists are the worst people in American history. No, terrorists are the worst people in American history. Narcissists move us forward. And look up that narcissism and who that was. And that's not just a phrase, that was an individual person. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody just commented. They said, can you not say the word that you cannot pronounce? I would think, actually, that if I had a co-host and I had a person, I would bring on Evander Holyfield. That's right. You notice more people, and even the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, has a list in the way he talks. But nobody's worried about the donkey of the day anymore. People want something new. And apparently, with close to 300,000 viewers yesterday alone, well, actually, the last 24 hours. I'm here live Monday for a reason. Usually I give you a break, but we're over a million some odd numbers for the last 48 hours. And we've done it before, but we were not allocated for it beforehand. So we've done these numbers before. We're used to the numbers, not the 400, but the 60 some odd million. And we're not bragging. My friends, we are just saying that you can do it too, and you can be a lot bigger. Whether you are an entrepreneur that promotes beards, I think my personal brother would be an amazing person to start a YouTube page promoting beards or selling T-shirts or selling chocolate. I think my very own son sells chocolate. I don't push anything on anybody, not a fake salary. You say, well, this person is a better person than you because they're making 80,000. They're going to work every single day. They barely have time to even for themselves or their kids. They look tattered and raggedy and wore out and sleepy. Today I slept in to about 2 o'clock. I had that leisure. So I worked very hard. But at the same time, every company has to move forward. And as I'm walking right now, a net just flew in my eye. So you might just say, well, it's perfect weather out there, or it's easy what he's doing. But the bugs itself, the heat, the temperature, nothing could ever drive me outside. I wouldn't care what it was. Respect God and nature. So welcome to the photography plug. I'm trying to get something out of my eye. I think I'm good now. So welcome. I'll be reading some of these comments now. Somebody just commented, Kourtney Kardashian is watching. So if Kourtney Kardashian, Kourtney was an individual I got a video of some years back in Los Angeles. Now, when I moved to LA, I came from a very small city, and you're probably looking at the city that I came from, but I was living in Charlotte. Make a long story short, Kourtney was out there at the Fordham, right near LAX, and Kanye and everybody was out there, and I got a shot of Kourtney, and that's how she got to know me. And I would tag photos. You remember, it was a period of time where they said we were all going to die. So that net is still in my ear. And COVID-19, you remember that? So this was around right after COVID broke out. And then, so you have Instagram. So I was looking at my page, and I had like 6 or 7 celebrities all at one time. So a guy coming from a small town, and you're looking at your phone, you say, well, I don't have thousands and thousands of people on IG at the time, but I have 6 or 7 celebrities coming at once. I'm going to keep doing this because it's not all about all the attention, it's about who's watching. Like somebody just said, Kourtney Kardashian is watching. So obviously I was working out a whole lot, lifting weights, putting my body in a great shape, and working a job in LA, which was the same job that I work here. And my son is actually still out there. And so that's how I got to know Kourtney. And so I most recently seen Kourtney in New York City. And she tried to get me to walk down to another park, which I knew that to walk down there it was too far to walk, number one. And number two, it's very easy to figure things out. So obviously they thought we were all going to pass away. I'm going to make this story very short. So COVID-19, they thought we was all going to pass away. They thought everybody could possibly die, if we remember. And Kourtney was out there. And so I sent out a video of myself to all the women that I love, that I liked. Not love, but I love in a way. Because when you're feeling celebrities, you'll be a fool not to like these individuals. It is some paparazzis that just hate them. But you must love what you do. So it was nothing at a period of time that you could, you might catch me, filming this. So I seen her in New York City with Travis, but she was watching my storyboards. So she kept coming to all my storyboards, and obviously I recorded it just for people to see. Yes, Kourtney Kardashian obviously sometimes tunes in. So welcome to the photography plug. Yeah, somebody commented, it's America, bro. Yes, we have people all over the world, France, Italy, Paris, London, Africa, South Africa, and Australia, and other places too. Yes, this is what America really looks like. It's a lot of foreigners that come to our country, and they might find themselves in a bit of pickle. This actual building out here, we did some moves and some stuff with some clients out here, but you can find yourself in New York, in any city, and it's a great migrant problem in New York, assaulting people and police officers. So welcome to the photography plug. I think we'll cut down this way, but I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody just commented, stop drug dealing on my block. This is probably a block because I promise you, you can look down this way right here and at that guy's house with all the tattoos and something definitely is probably going on. So shouts out to you and shouts out to Tupac Shakur. You remember that song, My Block? But I do want to remember what Biggie Smalls said. He said, remember them ninjas up the hill, up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with, smoked blunts and got nice with. And then Tupac Shakur had supposed to came in, nah, them niggas, nah, them my niggas, nah, love didn't disrespect, I didn't say them. So when when Biggie Smalls was saying that, he was basically saying like, if an individual comes up to you and say, you remember those ninjas up the hill, up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with, smoked blunts and got nice with? And then that was supposed to be Tupac Shakur coming in. I mean, Biggie coming in saying, nah, them my niggas, nah, love didn't disrespect. I didn't say them. Excuse me to some niggas that I knew from back when you was minors figures. So what Biggie and how he said in the Range Rover and all of those songs that P. Diddy was on, this is no shock to anybody that follows hip hop or music. Yes, this is no shock for anybody that follows hip hop or music. That when Biggie Smalls, Frank White's lyrics by itself implicated P. Diddy in so many. And if you haven't heard the news about Sean Poe, the wannabe Biggie Smalls, that had that one hit song that was at the club with Jennifer Lopez. And Sean came out and said, yes, as far as I can articulate what he said, Sean Poe came out and said, yes, I shot, but he was supposed to defend me in court. So that interview is out there. We did do a reel about that Sean Poe, but we're talking about Biggie Smalls' lyrics also. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opera. So he was talking ops and opposition way before King Von and O-Block. And donate. We definitely need your donations. We're having a great forum. I actually have a net in my eye that is bothering me. But welcome to the Photography Plug, a forum that we have goals in mind as entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. You know, New York is our number one watched, and they are watching right now from that Manhattan and all over the world. So I greatly appreciate all the people, and even in my hometown where I'm at, but we'll be going to New York. But just imagine if a person was able to be the number one broadcaster in New York and not even there. That would be world history. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking Biggie Smalls' lyrics and P. Diddy being incarcerated. Now, people don't go out and buy, unless you're buying Tiger for a pool party, but most people don't go out and buy a gangster rapper or a gangster record label item because they think that this record label is soft. And Biggie Smalls was known to tell Tupac Shakur that himself. You soft, Duke. You soft. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opposition. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Broadcaster, narcissist. Yes, narcissists run the world. They're saying Kim Kardashian is a narcissist. If Kim Kardashian did not exist, America's stock market would be a little less than it is now. If Marilyn Monroe, remember Kim Kardashian wore that Marilyn Monroe dress, looking absolutely beautiful at the Met Gala. That represents a great American citizen. So welcome. Another comment about Kim Kardashian. You remember those lyrics of Biggie Smalls, one black, one Malaysian. As soon as he hit the door, they start blasting. I seen her brains hit the floor. Ron laughing, I swear to God. And then he was hit the chick in the chest. I don't know all the lyrics, but how did it go? Remember, all of those Biggie Smalls songs, all of those Biggie Smalls lyrics, all of the gangster rap that you love so much that you have to admit the reason why you picked up Bad Boy, the reason why you picked up those Bad Boy albums was only one reason. The only reason you picked up Bad Boy and Biggie Smalls albums because you believe everything Notorious B.I.G. said. Now, after Tupac Shakur was shot and killed, Biggie had that song, Who Shot Ya? Separate the wheat from the opera. And Tupac Shakur came out with this song with the Outlaws dissing Biggie. And you remember the fateful night, this saga all played out that began the world as a change of the idea of a Tupac Shakur, because Wu-Tang didn't like Tupac. You telling me the toughest guys in New York City did not want anything to do with Tupac? They said, we don't want to see Tupac Shakur. This is well documented by Wu-Tang. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We read some of these comments right now. Somebody said Target warehouse. No, actually, this building right here, we actually had a client down here that we moved some stuff for. It does look like they're abandoned. We're going to move on, though, but we're just talking. Sometimes I have to get in the area so you can actually hear what I'm saying, and I don't want to disclose my location. Obviously, we're on live. Never disclose your locations too much. You have haters out there. You have people out there that are insane or confused, and don't blame anybody for their downcomings or downfalls. But yes, it's a form about getting better. And some of the words somebody said, when I try to make myself sound smart, I even make myself sound more ignorant. Well, that's how we get better, by trying to improve ourselves each day. But we're talking P. Diddy being incarcerated in New York City. That's right. Sean Puffy Combs incarcerated in New York City, talking those Biggie Smalls lyrics and those Tupac Shakur lyrics with the Outlaws and that whole East Coast and West Coast feud. We still have some charge here, and we have some comments in, so we'll be live for a while. Somebody just commented, chill out, Johnny. Now, let me tell you something. My name is not Johnny. I'm going to squash this right now. I'm a Muslim. My name was never Johnny. My name is not Johnny. I am a Muslim. No Muslim. And that's one part of my whole life stance, is that when I was born, my parents named me a Muslim name. And so everywhere I go, I use that name, but I didn't realize that that name was a protest. So if I went to school in third grade and I tell my teachers my name is different than Johnny, Bob, or Chris, yes, my name was none of those names of a European. My parents was blessed enough to know that that name was a slave name. So my first name is a Muslim name, and I am a Muslim, and your Jonathan could not compare or dare. I think this person is just looking at the feed. He didn't go through all of the work, all of the videos, the picture of me right there with the camera, with the Sony, this is not a person that just got out of jail. We love people that's in jail, and we know they're going to be successful, but the likelihood of somebody traveling the world, having a passport, and you have to have a passport to leave this country. So no, this is not Jonathan. Get a life. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We are talking Sean Puffy Combs being incarcerated and his son living that lavish luxury life. That's right. Do you think that Sean Puffy Combs' son living that lavish luxury life, do you think that that he could survive without all of that allocation. And when we know that his son is going to be very wealthy for the rest of his life, that's a fallacy if you think anything different. But yes, P. Diddy locked up. We're talking Bad Boy Records, and as Bad Boy Records, yes, as Bad Boy Records. Would you have bought a Bad Boy album if you thought he wasn't a gangster? And does gangsters get a fair play? In other words, the late, great, one of the best gangsters in world history is John Gotti. Now, Gotti didn't go to Harvard University, and if he did, you wouldn't care anything about him. How many individuals do you know that went to Columbia that you are basically that influence the world? Kim Kardashian is not educated. Jay-Z doesn't even have a high school diploma. We're not saying it's not important to have your education, but we're saying at the very top of the elites, Maya Angelou never went to college. LeBron James, no school. Kobe Bryant, not in past high school. So you think about who really influences this world. CNN would tell you that Joe Biden or our great former president of the United States, Donald Trump. But with Donald Trump having those 34 felonies, that's right, Mr. Trump there with 34 felonies, and he can't shake them with an expungement. In other words, his attorneys are so good, but they're not that good to disregard a 34 felonies. So let us know what you think. What the outcome with that $50 million bond. Are black and brown money in New York City considered the same monies? Is that the same money? In other words, if you're black in America and you have $5 million and your counterpart is white and they have $5 million, those interest rates that you're charged, and if that person is able to make bonds. So we know in this country that systemically, through slavery in many years, that the police department is a slave catcher mentality or a slave catcher system. So welcome to the Photography Club. We'd like to thank our partners at YouTube for having this forum where it's a very, very, very successful forum. We're going to stay live all the way into I lose all of my charge, and I'll be back in my very comfortable condo. So welcome to Photography Plug. I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody commented, you're taking us to a hotel room. I think people have this idea that there's winners and losers in life, right? But they have this idea that you can basically have nothing and become something. And you should have that idea. But in reality, to have a hotel room, you're going to have to be rich, and a lot richer than me, my friends. So I am lucky to have come from a great family, and one of my family members are actually in the Congress. That's right, one of my family members are in the U.S. Congress. My beautiful mother, she works at Cornell. So, I'm blessed. But could I afford a hotel room every single day and go on live and have a clear mind and not be drug induced? I don't think so. I will hope so, but I don't think if I was living out of a hotel room, it'll be still legendary. Don't get me wrong, but I think that being so difficult that is not a reality. Like somebody said, an Obama phone. My friends, people, you can't do anything on those type of phones. You have to upgrade your phone, upgrade your computer, software, Sony, or an Alpha. That's right, an Alpha. I suggest you shoot with an Alpha. Now, when I did shoot Kourtney Kardashian in New York City, the reason why I stepped in front of Travis Baker was because I was shooting with an Alpha. Now, alphas are a lot slower. So I said something out the way, but I was going to make sure that I was recording. And as you see that video of me recording Courtney, it's another video of me actually recording both of those. So as a photographer, we use that as a resume. Yes, that is a resume to shoot some of the most famous people in the world, and it exists forever. Those individual shots. Now, if you go to the Met Gala, now all those thousands and thousands and thousands of shots, everybody's taken. But those individuals, Rosalina, it was an individual out in L.A. that passed away that we were able to go to the Emmys and interview him too. That's only a one-of-a-kind shot. So it's a difference. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking P. Diddy's incarceration, a great forum today. I'm very proud of everybody in the forum. All of the comments, negative or positive, we're here for you and with you. And we'll be reading some of these comments. And somebody commented, yes, bro, he's not on suicide watch because he wants to kill himself. He's on PC so people won't kill him. So that was a very good comment. They're saying it's a routine suicide watch. In other words, if you're ever incarcerated in Rikers Island, or you're a celebrity, or you have a lot of money, and you say, well, the first thing you don't want to say is that you want to hurt yourself in any type of way. They say it's routine suicide watch. So great comment. Next comment. Diddy is a black Einstein or Einstein or Einstein or Einstein. I wish somebody could help me pronounce that word. I heard it so many times. I cannot pronounce that. So I do apologize. I'm not a perfect person, but they are comparing him to that. But Diddy is black. I think that individual was white. So this is a whole different situation where you can prosecute. And obviously, if you're a white corporate person, you're not going to survive in a prison in New York City. My friends, you're going to be extorted, you're going to be beat up, you're going to be brutalized. It was an individual down here. It was a big fellow, and he was older, like 50 some odd years old, and he was walking around the jailhouse like he's going to be tough. It's a thing called leverage, and those young guys at the jailhouse will brutalize you. Not because you're big doesn't mean somebody can't hit you and back up. So this guy was just walking around, and one of the correction officers told him, he said, you don't want to be locked up with these 20-year-olds out here because they're going to brutalize you. And I think this dude thought he was tough, but, you know, some people love to get beat up. And I think this individual person was one of those. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody just commented, Diddy is going to get out and be a free man. Eventually, he will. I did have a vision of P. Diddy getting out of jail at a very older age. That would not be good at all. But I had that vision that P. Diddy will possibly get out at a very older age. That will be sad. This is the biggest story that hip-hop has had since Tupac Shakur or Biggie Smalls passing away, Aaliyah, Damon Dash, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, the biggest names in the world are involved with this case. The implications of Jay-Z has came up numerous times, and even in your comments, people are saying that Jay-Z is a possible person that is involved with the things that are going on. So we'll go down. We'll keep moving. And if you know where we're at, then shout us out and tell the radio station, call the local radio station and shout us out, because we have all of these subscribers, all of these celebrity shots. I understand the intimidation factor that most of these local stations don't have the subscribers, the views, the followers that we have. We don't mean to overpower you. We just mean to be the #1 entrepreneur in American and world history. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said, I'm laudering. Now, if you're ever in New York City, and that is a good subject, that if you're ever in New York City, that if you're in that, last time I went to New York City, no, I didn't go and get a luxury hotel. Things don't work out like that as a photographer, especially any time of the month. If you need to be in New York City, you have to go. So as I'm in New York City, in the train station, that's right. I was in the train station in New York City, and this was for the Met Gala this very past spring. And these police officers, they will speak to you very nicely, and I can see them speaking to people because, yes, like I said before, I think most people think that when you travel, that you're going to be on a luxury jet like P. Diddy, or you're going to be driving your car in New York City, which I've done before, but it's not profitable because they can mail you tickets. So, and you have tolls that you have to. So it's very easy to just catch a train in New York. So I'm in New York City, and these officers go to individual people, and they're writing, loitering tickets. So you got to be aware of loitering and what is. It is illegal. And I'm sure those tickets are $250 and they're not going to take you to jail. But if you don't pay that fine, you will have a warrant for your arrest or a fine. You have to think bigger cities, you're going to have to be in a lot of crime. If you get caught with a kilo of cocaine in New York City, you might make bail that night. Now, if you get caught with a kilo of cocaine in this city, my friends, you might make the news. Welcome to the Photography Plug. They are clapping when he said, "Ain't no party like a sissy party." Somebody just commented Diddy, another laugh out loud, and another emoji. Welcome to the Photography Plug. I greatly appreciate you repeating that for us. If you're an entrepreneur, remember that Monday is the very most important day of every week. Now, I would have been happy if my job would have called me today. But unfortunately, they didn't. So what do? We work on our businesses. Sitting around complaining is just not going to get it. Those guys at AutoBell, they work hard every single day for their dollar. So whatever you're doing, you're going to probably more than likely have to work hard for. You're not P. Diddy's son. You're never going to have to work a day in his life because his father worked so hard. So we think about that subject of a brown and black community being affected by this penal system, whether you're straight or homosexual. I mean, that cannot be fair. That obviously, pound for pound, person for person, that if you go into the jailhouse Diddy's in, it's not a lot of white people there. We don't have to know that to know that. So that notion is that we know for sure, for factuals, that yes, P. Diddy's jail that he's incarcerated in per capita has more black and brown people than anybody else. Nobody thinks that you're going to go inside that jail and not see Mexicans and blacks. The sheer racism of New York City is something that is well documented. Manhattan, New York City, where he was arrested by those 4 or 5 white federal officers, was not a good look. No, that was not a good look for America's systemic society. And that American systemic society, I think a lot of people are starting to recognize the city. And I would like to say I'm the first person. Well, if you see all the millions of views, and we have just me by myself. So in other words, a person might say, well, Photography Plug, you're no good without a celebrity. In other words, for you to get views, you need the Kim Kardashian. That is separately true. But you have witnessed us not have that Kardashian and just my voice and just the city. And we've done over millions. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I greatly appreciate all the support. But remember, say your city name with pride. Say it in a way that I will, I'm going to start a whole campaign that the city that I'm from will be named after Photography Plug. All I need is a certain amount of signatures. If we get over 200,000 signatures, it would change that city's name for Black entrepreneurship. So not just for the power of Photography Plug, but for that Black entrepreneurship. And if you see me out here and you know where I'm at, wave and say hello. Please know the Photography Plug stays armed and he stays ready. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said facts. Shouts out to you. That is Brandon. Shouts out to you, Brandon. Jordan, laughing If you can keep them laugh, I don't care if you laugh at me, you laugh with me. I'm just happy that you're laughing. Somebody said capping. I did want to go over that. We talked about what's up. Now, one day it was a little kid that went to school and he said, "What's up?" And his parents said, "Don't say that. You say hello. Don't you dare say what's up." And then he went on to school and another kid said, "What's up?" And that hip hop phrase went around the world. And you can go to Bangladesh now and they're saying, "What's up?" No white man made "What's up." Yes, no white man made that phrase up. So imagine the power of that brown and black language. And he said capping. Just a few years ago, nobody was saying cap. And cap actually means, see this, when you see something like this, then you just move away. Look, just stop. Just crossing the road, but I'm just paranoid, see? So that word derives from black and brown people. The judge, the prosecutor, the district attorney in New York today are going to say, "What's up?" They got that phrase from a street kid in New York City. So we talk about cap and what cap means. Cap means lying or fronting or pretending. In other words, a cap has to. So, in other words, if somebody say you capping, they're saying that you're a real person, but you BSing. In other words, if you have the wackest person in the world, the judge, and you say the judge is capping, you're like, that doesn't make sense. A judge can't cap. He's not real. A prosecutor can't cap. A police officer can't cap. Nobody ever said the police is capping, my friends, because they're not considered to be real. So by you saying I'm capping, you're basically saying, yeah, he's cap. He's a real person, but he's BSing y'all so he can get ahead. So if you have a coworker or a person in mind, an individual, whatever that individual is, you say they capping, you actually consider that person as a real person. So welcome to the photography plug. I want to imagine the Diddy situation got him so stressed, got and started wondering. Okay, was one of the comments. Black and brown. If you are in the city that you think I am in, please donate. Please support. Please understand that people all over the world is seeing this live, and that you can get yourself in a situation that doesn't have to put yourself in that rocket salad. Now, maybe you want to be the tough guy. You in that jail cell, you want to be in prison, and you want to go down the wrong road. We're not the authorities and tell you not to do that. We are the photography plug, and we tell you that freedom is your choice, and that whatever you want to do, if you want to go and rob that local bank right now, I don't have anything. I cannot tell you what to do or what not to do, but I can tell you I don't care. I would care if I seen somebody go in that bank and rob, and they heard this feed. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't take any of the money, and I would keep walking, but I wouldn't care. I think it would be good media, and the insurance brokers need it. If nobody robbed anybody in America today, America will go broke. If nobody was incarcerated today, America will go poor. So those Tupac Shakurs do influence the world. Welcome to the photography plug. Great forum today. I'm very proud of everybody. It is a Monday, that Monday Entrepreneur Day. I'll be reading some of these comments. Somebody just commented, Diddy is in protective custody. Yes, the state. If you think those are normal correction officers overseeing a $500 million guy, you have lost your mind. Those are Homeland Security, aka Federal Bureau of Investigation. Have you ever left state prison and you got out of state prison? You said, well, I just did those 10 years. That was hell. And before you get picked up by your family members, you notice that some cars are parked across the street. And they rush and they get you and put you in handcuffs. You said, I thought I was finished with my sentence. They said, yes, you're finished with your state sentence. You have just been indicted on federal charges. So just because you're finished with your state sentence doesn't mean that the feds won't pick you up. So if you don't think the federal government is not looking over this case, you have lost your mind. Somebody just commented that he has over $500 billion in assets and a possibility of not 500 million and a possibility of $1 billion in net worth. So if he was a white man with $1 billion, and we're not talking an individual that contributed to the world in a way of crypto, and we're not saying crypto is not effective, but what we are saying is crypto may not be effective. Yes, my friends, but we know that music is the most influential thing that we know that exists, other than cartoons for the kids. So cartoons are probably number one. Those cartoons that your kids watch early in the morning, they influence the world because they're influencing the future. But other than that, it's music. That's right. When I hit this video, I said, this is not a video made for kids. Now, if I did say it was a video made for kids, we'd be open to the world, meaning there would be no parental discretion advised. Guys, I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in today to the Photography Plug, because we're going to get down to the bottom of it. And sometimes we argue through the chat lines of who actually is this person, like a Banksy. It's a mystery on who's behind the voice. I mean, it's preposterous to think that a person can have Kourtney Kardashian listening on live because maybe he's just an attractive black man. And maybe black men have been getting women for a very long time. And especially if you're fit and you're an entrepreneur and all of a sudden your page is starting to get all of these views. Maybe Kourtney is sitting there listening to my voice and then imagine herself with this big, strong black man that loves to take pictures and tags her. Everybody has that block button. And honestly, the only celebrity that ever blocked me was Karrueche. And Karrueche there still accepts my messages through other apps. So once you start becoming successful, they say, well, are you going to be bigger than us? I mean, this will hurt. We're going to tell the world that we don't want anybody from Greensboro becoming the biggest media site in American and world history. That we thought News 2 was enough. That the possibility of your business being one of the biggest businesses in the world is so possible that all you have to do is start it. And maybe Diddy's never getting out of prison and his son will never see him again as a free man. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury and the council, guys, I would just like to say I couldn't tell you what was next. And that's what makes this a important issue that we all ponder upon. And even when you're rumbling at night, you're thinking like, how would it feel if I was in that cell locked up with P. Diddy? I mean, would I try to extort him myself, the average person next to the cell? If you're in protective custody, you have individuals, or you're in the whole suicide watch, somebody's down that hallway. Would you rather be beside an inmate or beside nobody at all? Maybe the first day you're okay. But after a while, P. Diddy is going to need human contact. That's right. Not the type of contact used with 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but Diddy would be needing that human contact. And he'll be ready to speak and talk to people and coerce people and move his muscles around like a Suge Knight. But Suge Knight is broke and Diddy has over close to $1 billion. That's right. That black man in Manhattan is incarcerated with $1 billion. Now, you might say, well, hell, they shouldn't take his money. It's black people's money. And black people pay a higher interest rate everywhere they go. And in Manhattan, Lord knows we don't want blacks there. Well, Diddy's sitting in jail because of 1,000 bottles of baby oil, possibly a misprint or a misorder. Something very easy to explain to the court system of the United States of America and that Homeland Security. But we'll be reading these comments. We'll be reading these comments right now. Somebody comment, add me, another add me, and another add me. If you see somebody in this comment that you feel like that you can network with, that you can capitalize from, that you can marry or possibly meet a spouse. Guys, I thought for a second to myself that I could be a great matchmaker. In other words, I did love Carucci, but I said, Carucci, if you're not going to pick me, I probably can find you the guy that you really want. We were a successful matchmaker with Chris Brown's last baby mother. That's right, Chris Brown's baby mother came to me and said, I want to do a Carucci photo shoot. And I said, sure. We did it in Los Angeles, California, not too far from West Hollywood. And you say, well, West Hollywood, that's LGBTQ. Well, go over there with Cowboy and Nipsey and get killed. Or you can park in West Hollywood and smoke some of the best marijuana in the world. And if you're not talking to them, they're not going to bother you. So it is a strategy on how you move and where you move. Real estate, location is so important in any business or real estate if it's going to be tangible. Welcome to the Photography Plug. Yeah. And then I think we got a comment saying if we've been psycho, that's right. If you don't think the authorities watch this live feed, and remember the live feed is a pure witness. So when you talk in a certain way and you walk in a certain way and you actually portray yourself in a certain way, people are going to treat you in a certain way. And we don't want you to treat me any other way. If you feel that you see something illegal or something that you don't like, feel free to call 911 and make up anything you want to make up. Remember, we're live and we'll be recording them as they arrive, and our numbers will be shooting up. And that civil suit will be a lawsuit against the city of any city that ever tries to pretend that not only we're our own attorney, that we'll hire an attorney and hire another attorney on top of that. And then after we win the lawsuit, we'll have a gentleman's conversation about it. Welcome to the Photography Plug. I'm very sorry that some people think an articulate black man, only standing about 6'3", primitive knockout power, carrying a gun, is some type of problem, but it's 100% legal. So remember your rights, know what you can do. You most definitely can carry a gun anywhere you want to. If they catch you, you might go to prison. You might find yourself beside P. Diddy. If you're in New York City and you're near that jail, that's right. So as you see, like, this is a perfect example. I'm recording this guy. But to him, in his mind, he said, hello. So remember we talked about hello and what's up. But to him, in his mind, he might be thinking, nobody's watching. Like, I'm actually just on a phone that doesn't work at all. Some people do that. Even in the industry, Lotto, that's my brother. When they see me, they say, oh, he's recording, but he's like my brother. In other words, they're only interested in access. So that's how I own all of the images, except Young Thug. Now, when Young Thug saw us, he respected. He got his, if you look at that Young Thug reel, our most viewed reel, which is about 4.5 million views, is that Young Thug. Obviously, that was shot by Alpha. That's a professional format. Sometimes it's cell phone, but when we get a celebrity in professional format, we claim to own that imagery totally because it wouldn't exist without us. Welcome to the Photography Plug. We'll be reading some of these comments. Great forum tonight. I am so proud of this forum. It's amazing. Monday, Entrepreneur Day. Get excited. Get excited. Get excited. Get excited. Now, P. Diddy is incarcerated. That's right, P. Diddy being incarcerated in New York City. The rave is all over the world. Our number one watch is New York City. We'd like to shout out New York City in our very own hometown. My very beautiful mother, my family supports me dearly. Now, we are live, meaning the weather. People have threatened to call the police. We've done nothing wrong. Any American citizen shall own that weapon, whether black or white, doesn't matter. And no police department in the country could ever dare infringe or be liable. That's right. They can do anything illegal and they'll just be sued or prosecuted. And we had a lot of police recently going to prison. Those police in Atlanta involved in all those drug deals are on their way to a federal prison. So welcome to the photography plug. I'll be reading some of these comments now. Why keep smackering your lips like that, bro? And now we do have to improve. Somebody said, why keep smackering? That's right. I hear that when I go home and I review the video. We'll work on that. Thank you greatly. Thank you for your comment. Why carry a weapon? No one is there. Always make sure you carry a weapon, especially you're a black man. And this forum is asking 1 million armed black men to come to our White House and to show the President of the United States of America our gunnery skills by not firing that weapon. That is illegal. You cannot fire your weapon at our great American White House, but you can display it. You can show your gunnery skills by your martial skills. In other words, you can show your eighth and eye skills. You can show your solid drill team skills. You can show your gun skills by showing that you are a proud gun owner and a black man that works as his own attorney. That's right, not only works as his own attorney, the future social media lights run the world, not a Will Smith. We did film Willow Smith, and I do want to share this with you guys here. All about Willow Smith. So we went to Atlanta, and Willow I had car trouble again. So I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I let my gas tank go a little low. When I did that, my friends, I ran totally out of gas. That's right. And if you're in the area, go to Truist. It's a great bank. I bank there. But I was going to film Willow Smith. And I told the guy, when I got there, Willow was there and she already tagged me on Instagram. So if a celebrity tags you, you automatically don't think, well. To make a long story short, I finally got there, put my car back in the shot. It was a fuel tank ignition. I luckily was near there and was so far away. Even called 911. Now, all I had to say was, police, I'm out here, way out here, and I think the Ku Klux Klan is out here, and they're going to do something to me. Cops pick me up right away. They're going to get your ID. They'll get you to the local city so you're not hurt. So, that did happen, and I ended up at Willow. Finally got there, walked a very long way, but actually it was impossible to walk that far. But in her mind, she thought somehow I got there just on foot, and I wanted you to think that. And I told the guy, I said, now listen, you're not going to get away, and Willow's not going to get away, and I'm going to get the video that I need to get no matter what. And eventually, by the end of the night, I went over to the Best Buy. I was put my SD card in there to download to my phone. And make a long story short, when you see Willow, she's coming out. Willow knows us. She shouts us out all the time. Shouts out to Willow Smith. But I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody just commented, bro, smacking like them lips, something referred to P. Diddy. So, congratulations. Congratulations, you're on your way to Rikers Island. No sleeping happening in that. I think the individual was saying that no sleeping is happening in that cell. That's a very good comment. P. Diddy is not sleeping well at all, but eventually he's going to naturally fall asleep. He's been there for days. So being labeled or classified as a sex offender in New York City penal system is a suicide venture. That's right. That is suicide. That is a very dangerous suicide venture. Somebody just commented North Carolina. Now you can tell by these lush, beautiful trees. That's right. We have a lot of rain here. If it rains, it's going to rain on my head. And a lot of people say, well, that's bad. But then if you go to places like California, they barely get any rain. So you learn to appreciate the rain and how it helps your own person and your own body. That the people that can live without rain, I greatly respect them. But me personally, this represents the greenery of the nature. So if that tree is healthy, then I will be healthy. But if you're in Los Angeles or New York City and you see your trees dying and you're near that tree, it's probably because of the smog. And I did learn that the smog is something real. It will make your hair fall out. It will make you become a person that you don't want to become. So we're reporting live in a city near you. Maybe you know my location, maybe you don't. But I greatly appreciate all of the people that's been tuning in for many, many lives. And we have reached over millions of views just on live by itself. This is a forum where we are the photography plug, and we greatly appreciate Puerto Rican, the real Puerto Rican. Can you play Fortnite? Yes, I think that is another thing. So basically, what this individual was saying was that a lot of people go live and they talk about different conversations and they play Fortnite at the same time. Now, it's the very famous photographer, he is more famous than me. Very famous photographer, and he goes up to random people. I'm sure you've seen his videos where he goes up to random people and he just asks them for a photo. Now, you got to think about a celebrity photographer kind of being upset about the fact of this individual being so successful. Yes, it is a true thing. I'm not a perfect person. So, a long story short, different artists don't want to take from artists just to be successful. So I might not want to play Fortnite because other people have done it. Now, would I make a lot of money on it? I'm sure. But as an artist, everybody tries to be individually successful, because if I could come up with an idea that somebody else didn't come up with, I could possibly be successful. But I greatly appreciate your comment. Somebody commented, is it true you're on the list as well? Well, if you think about Young Thug, just me being there at YSL, right? Me being downtown Atlanta when they had the protests, okay? Me being the individual that knocked over Ed at CNN. So if you want to know who I am exactly, all you have to do is just YouTube CNN anchor knocked over, and you will see the person that I am. And I did apologize, but after all of these horrific killings of black and brown people in this country, I didn't feel that apology to be true, because it won't stop. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I'll be reading some of these comments. I greatly appreciate people just sticking with us on this Monday. One of my coworkers said he loves a cloudy day. And right now, I am enjoying this wonderful cloudy day. This is a forum where we don't use any profanity whatsoever. We don't shame anybody whatsoever, no matter what they go through in life. And if you're moving forward in the future, or friends, you're going to be on the island, if you plan to go to Versace, Tom Ford, and expecting them to be Mike Tyson. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody just commented, what in the world, and this is Zamboy, said, what in the world does color have to do with interest rates? Okay, if you're in America and you're in a brown and a black community, you can go to these car lots, and I caught myself smacking that time. And you can go to these car lots where you can get any car that you want as long as you pay the payment. Now, if you buy that car, if you go to a white dealership, they're going to say, well, we can't approve you because your credit is not so good. So you say, well, I want the car. Well, I might have to pay a extra, more on the interest rate. And so you do so. And sometimes that interest rate is illegal, and they still do it because the government, it takes time for the government to find out. So the average interest rate for a white person would be it will be 2% or 1% of that loan. Now, the average interest rate of a black person in America is somewhere 12%. Topple that number. Yes, my friends, topple that number by saying that, okay, well, if I'm getting charged 12%, how much is my rent? Then I'm getting charged extra because I'm black and my rent is higher. In other words, if you go to the bank and you're white and you wear a suit and tie, you're going to be treated different than the same black person wearing the same suit and tie. This is well documented. In this country, it was a period of time where it was illegal through the Constitution of the United States of America for black people to read a single word. Welcome to the photography club. We're talking truth, and I hate to hurt people's feelings. I know that hurt your feelings so bad, and it's like, good gracious. This is what I mean by defense. So this is a defense attorney, a raggedy defense attorney, an American citizen, a great American citizen, the photography plug, that is saying, yes, my friends, this is a law, and this is not empathy. So welcome. Okay, you said the magic word because he has bad credit. So if you take yes, it is a magic. If you have bad credit, in other words, if you go to the bank, and not even that, the color of your skin. So has there been a dark-skinned president of the United States of America? Barack Obama was still light-skinned. Harris, barely black. The queen, the girl that married the king over there, they tried to pretend like that was the first time that a black woman, and she doesn't look black at all. She represents white by the narrow nose, and she's a very beautiful woman. But we were talking real today. Now, the queen, not the queen, but the Prince Charles is not Prince Charles, the other prince, whatever his name is. He married this woman. She walks white, talks white, and that's offensive. So how many dark-skinned president of the United States of America has it been other than Abraham Lincoln? We're talking about a darker-skinned person. So it's not been many at all, if not any. Barack Obama is a light-skinned. Harris is light-skinned. So not even the skin complexion plays a role. So we're not talking, if America woke up tomorrow with a dark-skinned black man running this country, they wouldn't know how to receive it. Somebody commented, turn the camera. So we'll continue to stay live here. Obviously, we have people do call my phone time to time, interruptions. Please, if you know me personally, never call me, text me, and that's it. I do not accept any phone calls unless it is about. So they do that to all those scam callers and keep checking these connections because it's very. Keep checking these connections because it's very. Somebody comment, Diddy. Somebody comment, Diddy hurt this man. Somebody comment, Diddy hurt this man. No. Somebody comment, damn, bro, I don't really do jets. Somebody just comment, nobody's even paying attention. We're paying attention to your comments. I just comment, nobody's even paying attention. We're paying attention to your comments because we pay attention to all of the comments. Very important. It's not a title. You are. We're here with you. We're here with you. Here with you. Just comment, totally understandable. I even This is about the first connection I had.